Hello, me again, and I wanted to just kind of finish off the whole demonstration of the Burr family with Cameron Patzer's Burr Cube 7. So this is the 4, 5, 6. I did show the 6, and here's the 7. Now, my main purpose of doing this is to highlight the work of someone who I thought was fairly new in that I had not seen him before, but I was really impressed with just how smooth moving the puzzle is. Once I get to the Burr 7, I don't know that I'm going to need much more higher order Burrs because it's actually all probably going to be pretty much the same. I just wanted to see if maybe there's something different about the higher order versions of these. So just as a demonstration, the first part is of course a scramble, so we'll put it from Burr to wall form, which means I've got to turn this, which means we bring this up to turn the center. Again, this is more of a demonstration than a tutorial. If this becomes mass produced or you want a slower tutorial, I can do that. And so to convert this into wall form, which is the least bandage, U, 2M, UI, 2M, U, 2M, UI, 2M, U, 2M, UI, 2M. So you can see let's turn that around. Now the thing that I like about Cameron's work is that first off the puzzle is very playable. By playable it means it's very smooth. Pieces don't pop. I haven't had to struggle with any of them. And also the size is very portable. You can see that even the 6 layer is so much smaller and more portable than the 5 layer. Plus the variability of the solve is pretty high too, because there's a lot of different types of conformations you can potentially get this into. So 2 solves aren't like necessarily the others. So I'm going to just do scramble here. I'm going to scramble this across here. Now because of the bandaging of the puzzle, the scramble can seem quite limited at times. Do it like this. I'll actually come across here, then I'm going to come across over here. Come across over here as well. So with that kind of limiting of the bandaging, I'm going to have to do some algorithms to get it scrambled. One such is going to be take these two, swap these two to here. This will come to here and this will come to here. And it's the only other algorithm that I need to know. U to R to L, U to F to B, RI, LI, F to U, Fi, R, L, to F, to B, UI, to R, to L, and then UI. So you can see it did do that switching around. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go ahead and continue the scramble across here. Turn this over here like so. Maybe do a little bit of turning here. So again, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take out some of the bandaging here. Maybe I can do a little bit of a better scramble here. Okay. So that's my non-bandaged version of the scramble. Once I start to bandage this, then I'm pretty limited. So let's do it again. U to R to L, U to F to B, RI, LI, F to U, FI, R, L to F to B, UI to R to L, U. Okay, so we'll take this around again a little bit. Okay, once I think I have a pretty good scramble across here, like so, now I can start mixing things up a little bit more. Now, there are ways of scrambling this that make it very difficult, so I'm going to continue to do that. I would be maybe bringing this across here, maybe putting this to here, maybe bringing this across in here. So I've really just taken centers out of the picture for whatever that'll do. And then maybe start going like this. So now I'm going to do sort of semi-cuboid scramble. I'm going to really try to get this as messed up as possible. And I'm going to come back with a more full scramble in a bit. Abracadabra. Okay, so There's only so much scrambling that you can do in terms of the bandaging, but the first step, and it's a little harder with this puzzle than the previous ones, and that has to do with lining these centers up together. So let's see, to do that, I just sort of match as many as I can. I've got this over here. I'd like this to come over to here. Well, maybe it's not as hard. Boom. Okay, so this is up over here. I have to say this was the easiest that I had to do it with this puzzle. Anyway, now that these are in, what I want to do is I want to get this in a configuration where I can get this in the least bandaged configuration. So what I'm going to do is I have to have the long ends here, here, and here. I only have three. I only have one of these long ends where I need three. So let me just move this over to here. So now I'm going to take this and move it to here. So I'm just going to do an edge swap, adjacent edge swap. 2RU, 2RU, 2R, 2U, 2R, 2U, 2RU, 2RUI, 2R. So this is in the proper configuration, and this already is too. Now, the other difference with this is because this is an even layer, rather, because this is an odd layer puzzle, the centers kind of guide us where we're supposed to be. So this is going to be orange, this is going to be red. Here's the yellow here, here's the white here. That seems okay, but these edges are not really where they're supposed to be. So in reality, this has to be in between one of these two colors. Well, actually both of these two colors. So this is the other challenging aspect of this puzzle, is I have to kind of make sure that these are in the proper place. Otherwise, well, it's just not going to work. So I guess what I can do is, if I need to move this in here, I'll move this up, perhaps. Move this like so. Now what I'd really like to do is move it down. So that's kind of what we want, but we don't want this here. We don't want this over here. However, I can't just turn it like this because I'll be back where I started from. So what if I turn this over here? Because originally we didn't like these over here. So move this into place, move this down, and I guess maybe bump this out of the way, move this up, and move it back. Okay, now I don't know exactly what I did, but it seemed to work. I basically just had to reposition, otherwise that'll be an issue. And I guess that's really all there is to that one. So now the next phase is going to be to put all the proper white and yellow ones here and the white and yellow ones here, top and bottom. So we're going to do the algorithm that we know so well. So let's see, I'm going to turn this like so, and now I'm going to move this to here and this to here. So I've got these two which can come up to this side over here. All of these are in place, so I'm going to have to knock some of them down, but I want to move this to here, but I want to get this white one out of the way, so let's move this up like so. Move this in and down. So what this is going to do is this is going to come over to here. It's going to mess these guys up, well this one up anyway, but at least it'll be a good start. So it's going to be U, 2R, 2L, U, 2F, 2B, RI, LI, F, 2U, FI, R, L, 2F, 2B, UI, 2R, 2L, UI. Okay, so this is here. Now let's coordinate whatever we can. I've got these two, and I've got these two here. So let's match this to the same side by moving it like that. And now what I'm going to do is, well, move this up here. Turning it here, this can come up to here. However, I'm going to want to move this to this side up here. Turn this over here, and I'll show you why in a second. Okay, I've got these three here. So these three are in a row, and that's really what I want. These two are going to want to replace maybe these two. So I'm going to want to move this to here, but I don't want to destroy this or take this out. So the best way of doing that is I got to line this to this side. So why don't we move this down like so. Double turn, move this across, and double turn. Okay, so what do we have? We have a situation where this will go to here and this will go to here, so that's fine. I need to have one that's facing the opposite way, that's facing upside down, and I guess I can make it this one. So I'll go like pow. Okay, so this will go here, this will go here, this will go to here, and this will come up to here. So one more turn of this algorithm will put all of the whites and yellows on the top and the bottom. U, 2R, 2L, U, 2F, 2B, RI, LI, F, 2U, FI, RL, 2F, 2B, UI, 2R, 2L, UI, and as calculated, all these are in. I just have to put the yellows where the yellows are supposed to be, and splat. And move this up. Okay, so that's good. I've got these yellows where they're supposed to be, the whites where they're supposed to be. It is a little more challenging having the centers in very specific places, only because I had to move it around. Now this could have scrambled a lot harder, but I think that's good enough to show for now. All right, this seems to work. The only problem is that this is wrong. Okay, so I think this is the configuration that it has to be, and it is. Now believe me, if I don't set it up like this just right, it's going to all be messed up. These two have to flip-flop, 2R, 2U, 2R, 2U, 2R, 2U. Okay, so one final time, let's check it. Yeah, so all these centers are where they're supposed to be. Okay. So with that said, now that we've got these centers all in, these are all fine, I've got to move these guys in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a side and just kind of put them in as much as I can. So this is in fine. Now I've got to find the red and blue. Red and blue. It should be a center one, so it should be here. Red and blue is right here. So move it in. Do a 2R to move it in, slide it to an M position, do 2M, slide it to the U position, turn here, M position here, and bang. So this is all in over here. Now I can put these guys in, this is in, this is in, so that's already done. How about this? I'm looking for green and orange, which is this guy right over here. Move it in, slide it, or rather 2L, slide it to the right, 2R, slide it back to the left, 2L, slide to the right, 2R, and in, so that's good. Green and red, right here, turn, 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 and turn. Okay, so I've got these all in. Now what about these? Well, the problem with doing the sliding U technique is it's going to be difficult because it's going to take these guys out, so I can't do it quite like that. Let's see, over here, let's get this back into a proper configuration. So I'm going to do an edge swap over here. 2RU, 2RU, 2R, 2U, 2R, 2U, 2RU, 2R, UI, 2R. So that's good over here. It did create placement parity over here. So I'm just going to do a swap over here, an adjacent edge swap, 2R, 2U, 2R, 2U, 2R, 2U. Okay, now what I need to do is I need to swing these two around. Now notice this is not colored right, but here's the thing. If I swap these two, it's also going to swap the edges over here, just knowing how that algorithm works. So there's no parity to this puzzle, so that is the good trade-off, so I don't have to worry about that. 2RU, 2R, UI, 2R, UID, 2R, UI, 2R, U, 2R. This moves back. And as you can see, when I move this back, this is now in. So I'm not doing any new algorithms, but it does take a complete understanding of what your standard algorithms do. So now what I'm going to do is I've got this is all in, this is all in, this is all in, this is actually all in as well. Now I want to get this guy in as this guy in also. Now the way that I'm going to do that is I need to get the red one, and that's over here. So I'm going to move this in this position. And what I've got to do is I've got to take this and move this down to here. This is the red and blue, so this is going to find its way to here. So bear in mind, this is the blue center, the blue centerpiece. So this Well, this one can't make its way down here. It doesn't belong, but this one does. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to edge swap these two. Go ahead and move the proper blue one into here. Red and blue one. So I'm going to flip-flop these two. 2RU, 2RUI, 2RUID, 2RUI, 2RU, 2R. This moves back. Okay, now when I did that, it took the red one from this position and swapped it over to here. So I just have to bear in mind what I'm doing. This blue is going to have to make it over to, this red and blue here is going to have to make it over to here. So I'm going to turn it in this direction, because originally this blue was here. I flipped it to here. So now I'm going to turn it over to here. Now when I do that, this red is still going to be in the wrong place, but at least this blue is going to be matched up where it's supposed to be. Okay, 2RU, 2RUI, 2R, UID, 2RUI, 2RU, 2R. This moves back. This moves over here. So believe it or not, this is where it's supposed to be over here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap these two. This red will now take its position back over here next to this proper red over here. So this will end up here, and this will end up swapped back, and then this red can end up over here. This red and blue will end up over here. 2RU, 2RUI, 2R, UID, 2RUI, 2RU, 2R, and moves back. Now, this is a perspective bender, and there's nothing you can do about it. But anyway, so this red and this red and blue, if I move it over to here, that's properly placed. That's where it's supposed to be. Now what I'm looking for is I'm looking for the red and green, and that's over here, the proper red and green. So I'm going to move this over here now. And I got to take this red and green and move it to here. So to do that, ignoring what's going to happen with these, I'm going to go ahead and swap it to here, then swap it to here. 2RU, 2RUI, 2R, UID, 2RUI, 2RU, 2R. This moves back. Now I'm going to take this and swap it to here. 2RU, 2RUI, 2R. U2R, this comes back over here. Okay. So what we have is we have this whole thing is now done. However, it's not exactly right. Before I put it in, I'm going to swap these two, because this was the original red that belonged over here. So it's going to be 2RU, 2RUI, 2R, UID, 2RUI, 2RU, 2R. This moves back. Now watch what happened. So now that I've moved this back, this whole thing is now in. So I can take this center doesn't belong here, and move it back. So now this is in. So I've got this here. This center is wrong. This is placed fine, but now I need the red and blue, which is going to be hanging out over here. So what I'm going to do now is take this, move it out of the way, and move this guy to here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to incrementally take this and move this to here. First off, I'm going to swap these two, 2RU, 2RUI, 2R, UID, 2RUI, 2RU, 2R. This moves back. Now this will swap to here. This red one will not be where it's supposed to be, but that's okay for now. You'll see what's going to happen. Now this is what I mean about the variability of the puzzle. I'm moving fast, so if you can't quite follow it, that's okay. This is more of a demonstration, but there's a lot of different variations that can happen with this. So let's swap these two. 2RU, 2RUI, 2R, UID, 2RUI, 2RU, 2R. Move this back. And now finally, by swapping these two back, this red will be where it needs to be over here, lined up with what will be these centers. So 2RU, 2RUI, 2R, UID, 2RUI, 2RU, 2R, turns back, and as promised, this is all lined up. I move this over here, and this is all lined up over here. Now, this is supposed to be the red, so I guess what I need to do now, let's see how I can get out of this one. I'm going to move this into here. double turn so you can see this is where it needs to be, and move this back, and then double turn. Okay, so at the end of the day, these are all in. And this is what I mean about the variability. I think I've solved this a number of times, and each one gives me a little bit of a surprise. So now I take a look at this side, the final side, and I have to decide how to put these in. So this center piece is in, that's a good sign. This is not in, and this is not in. It's all messed up. So what I need to do is I need to incrementally move them properly. So let's plan this out. This is where it needs to be over here, and this is where it needs to be. So both of these are where they need to be. Neither of these are where they need to be. Both of these are where they need to be. Neither of these are where they need to be. So all I've got to do is I've got to take this blue and orange and move it to here, because this is red and blue, and this is red and blue. So that's what I'm going to do. Flip it from here and then flip it from here. Will it work? It really should, because there's no parity in this puzzle. It's an odd layer, so it shouldn't. So let's flip these two corners to our U, to our UI, to our UID, to our UI, to our U, to our, this moves back. So there's a variety of configurations that this can give you. So now we're going to flip these two to our U, to our UI, to our UID, to our UI, to our U, to our, this comes back, boom. Okay, so now all of these are where they need to be. Notice this isn't, but that's okay for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flip these, I'm going to flip these two. To our U, to our UI, to our UID, to our UI, to our U, to our, move this back. Okay, so here's our dilemma. Our dilemma is these are all where they need to be except for the center. The center is really supposed to be the one to guide everything. And actually this isn't where it needs to be, so I'm going to move this over here. So now the center is correct, but these guys are all upside down. So now what do I do? Well, what I need to do is hold it here, and I need to swap all these. Well, I've got an algorithm that can do that. And what that algorithm is the URF algorithm. It's going to rotate the center, but we don't really care because rotation of the center is going to just put these in equivocal position. So we have equivalency. So to flip these guys, that's going to be to U, to R, to F, to U, and then up here to U, then to F, to R, to U. And did it work? Yes, so it worked. Alright, so just by using cuboid strategy, I've got all these centers in. That was the steps that I had to take. Now I'm going to hold it in this position and do it layer by layer like that. All the center here has to be in, which it is. And now let's get this one. So these are going to be the orange corners. I'm just going to put these corners in. Here's an orange corner. It's an orange and white. So by putting it here, it's got to be blue. These are the blues over here. So sliding new technique. So that's in. Any other yellows? There's this. It's a green, belongs over here. 2L, slide it to the right, 2R, slide it to the left, 2L, slide it to the right, 2R, splat. Here's another one. Another yellow, sliding U technique. Okay, so now we have this whole side is done. Any surprises on this side? Well, let's get corners in. Are any of these corners in? They're not. So we have to do just a random corner swap. To our U, to our UI, to our UI, then move it down here, D, to our UI, to our U, to our, this moves back. Now find the two corners that are in. It's this one, hold it to the left, to our U, to our UI, to our, so cuboid strategy, bang. Okay, so you can see all the corners are in. We just have to rotate these guys. To R, to U, to R, to U, to R, to U. These two had to swap. So I was just a little careless in how I do that. Now we can swap these two. To R, to U. Okay, and now you can see we're in our ready position. Let's go ahead and move this from wall to Burr form, or maybe the other way around. U to M, UI to M, U to M, UI to M, U 2M, UI, 2M. We did that, and now we do our final positioning and splat. There it is. So there's the Burr 7 cube. Very well done. You can see how smooth moving this puzzle is. There's a lot of variability to these solves. If I were to take these puzzles with me on a vacation or somewhere far and away, this one is probably going to solve pretty much the same way each time. This one a little more variability, but these two give me a lot of variability. So different solves, different scrambles do tend to give me different solves. Very portable puzzles, very good playability. Very well done by Cameron, and I'm very much looking forward to other projects that he does, but I think this just about completes my Burr series. Anything more than that would be challenging, would be interesting, but it's probably very similar in terms of what the solve is. But it's not that I would ever turn it down if anybody designed any higher order versions of this. So this is among my favorite types of bandaged puzzles. Thanks for watching.